Dear participants, welcome back to the session number 3. And we have Dr. Anindita Maitra join. Welcome, ma'am, to the workshop on decarbonizing India's transport system. So we'll be starting in a couple of minutes. So we will start now. Ma'am, for the past 5 days, we have an extensive discussion on decarbonizing Indian transport system, where we have 2 industry people joined, and 1 policy maker, 1 from biotechnology, 1 from physics, and 2 from transportation engineering, and 3 people from environmental background. So people have started discussing on multiple aspects like sustainability payments, then batteries development, infrastructure development, on life cycle assessment, then sustainability frameworks. So there are policy making. So there are multiple aspects that were covered in this particular session, madam. And dear participants, Dr. Anindita Maitra ji is a BSc and BTech and MTech personality, and she working as a GM in technical at refineries headquarters Indian Oil, and has 29 years of experience in petroleum sector. She was deeply associated with major projects at IOCL, which involved implementation of quality appropriation projects, refinery expansion, brownfield and greenfield projects, including flagship Paradip refinery and petroleum complex. She has worked in Panipat Naphtha cracker and petroleum complex, and currently working at refinery headquarters as a technical in the technical wing, looking after all refineries. She holds a first-class master's degree in business administration and oil technology, with PhD thesis on representing of women directors in boards and corporate governance. She received multiple awards as Woman Executive of the Year from various national entities, beside extraordinary achievement in project management. Award in the first Indian Women Achievers Award. Implemented high capex quality upgradation, refinery expansion, Paradip refinery petroleum complexes, etc. Her national and international publications comprise both technical and business management domain. She is art of living teacher and works for benefit of society. Participants, with the 5-day amount of schedule which you have, so this session is going to put up a very, very, very beautiful interconnection between the industry as well as the academia. As Dr. Maitra ji will be discussing on the overall theme, decarbonizing India's transport sector from a perspective of integrating academia and industry. We welcome you, ma'am, and the platform is for you to share your experiences, expertise, and enlighten us. Thank you, ma'am. So, madam, we are stopped now. Ma'am, you can share your screen. Ma'am, it is visible. And it has to go on to the slideshow mode. Yes.
Yes. So thank you so much for the brief, also for what have happened during the packed program of 5 days of this unique workshop. And I really compliment to both the collaboration activities of this IIT with the OECD, and making this beautiful platform for where academics as well as the industry and various other people from experts from different places. And also I have got in the flyer, I have seen the topics are very, very relevant, interesting, and also the topics I found that these are very up to date, absolutely essential to be deliberated. So first, that is what has impressed me to be 100%, and my thanks to the organizers, all the leaders, Professor Dubey and his team, and the participants for including me in this journey of making this workshop a success, and on the topic also, your journey on this topic of decarbonizing India. And this time we have chosen transportation system. So that is what is making giving so much of CO2. So that is decarbonizing one of the levers, which is a very strong lever which has to be handled for decarbonizing this sector. So with this, and also the topic which you had asked, I would like to, at the end, it has I am always ready to, whatever experience we have gained and whatever we are privy to so many of aspects of the industry globally, India as well. So it is always, it is our duty to come back to the academia as well as the growing minds and give back to the society, and also make this bridge a link also, so that we can together collaborate and contribute to India's growth and really make a mark and leadership position. We can make India into the leadership position, which is already on the track. So with this, I think should I start my part? Should I start the presentation?
Yes, Dr. Moitra, please go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much. So I will close the video. I don't need to keep now during the presentation. At the end, I will let you switch on the video. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So to start with, I have the topics, all the topics which was there in the to be dealt. I had tried to put it in my perspective of presenting this or sharing with you. So that is why I kept it as decarbonization of transportation sector, which is actually the workshop theme also. And what will I cover is where India stands, its commitment, climate change, little interaction. And in the transport sector, I have tried to cover all the aspects which is related to transportation, like vehicles, cars, what are the fuels aspects, various aspects, aviation, rail, roads, all these things, and how can we connect and path forward, what can be taken forward. So first of all, again, one point is to be made is that fuel, the red one which you see is the fossil fuel. Always I start with this because this is one of the significant aspects which is also need to be taken care while we go for decarbonizing. So fossil fuels 2021, 2045, it is here in the energy mix, is here to stay. That is what is the forecast, or that is what is predicted. But the renewables are not there, it is not so. It is increasing, but not so much. It is not that future will be replacing, but there lies the challenge. But this kind of forum, these people, this knowledge base can take it forward and enhance this renewable part and to contribute towards the decarbonizing part. As just a recap, or checking back to the situation where we stand globally, but in India, this green one you can see is the normal rainfall, and rest all are either large or less, or deficit or excess. So green is little bit area of India, and remaining things are all going abnormal beyond what is expected if we have treated our nature and climate with all respect, but which we did not do as humans. So the climate change is evident here. What we did with the CO2 today is in June 23, CO2 emission is 424, means 425 parts per million ppm. And CO2 concentration, which should not cross, otherwise it will create problem, is 425 plus. So we have almost reached where we should not reach. and the CO2 emission is around 38 gigaton per annum, which is that is why this kind of workshop we have to now implement the situation, this decarbonizing. And all started just a reminder, because this needs to be thought. This thought should be behind when we go for our knowledge enhancement, because how it started, if we know the source, then we can rectify now. So here it started with the in oil, in fuel oil and fossil fuel, and with the industrial revolution. See, before that, CO2 level was quite okay with where we could have handled, and climate also was okay with us, with habitable situation. Now it is many places it is becoming inhabitable. So we have already, India has already declared what to do. Fossil fuel reduce. So non-fossil fuel energy, to make energy from non-fossil fuel, we have made a target. And then also we have from non-fossil fuel, if we go, we try to go for renewable source, which is a logical thing. And how much we can go, that is our that is our way forward, or that is our path for decarbonizing. So these are the two relevant things with the today's workshop. Now on the transportation sector, is this band visible? I mean, my headings which I'm showing is visible, I think so. This is the
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So now talking about the transportation sector, how we have what we are doing. So 24% of the CO2 emission is coming from transportation. And then next, first is power. Power has to work a lot, but transport is a very big contributor. Now, and it is expected that that will increase also in future to the tune of more than 60%. And today, the roads, this is global transport sector energy consumption 2020 means what happened is roads are maximum energy consumed is in road maximum. But in future 2050, it is international global scenario. So it is said that projected that air transport will enhance. Now, we don't know about India is not always cannot be copied exactly what is happening outside, because that is a developed part and they have their infrastructure developed differently. So, but this is what is projected. But directionally, we can have a idea that where we are heading to. So the outcome from, when I'm always coming back to the work, because I was so impressed with the heading, with the topic of this workshop. So what are the options for decarbonizing these transport sections in hand? What are the levers we have? So with this, we just said it is we are contributing 24%, and implications we know. We are seeing that glaciers, global temperatures, sea levels, ocean, these are all many implications. I think today's date, most of you are aware of. So what are the solutions? So solutions, we can have certain, these are the very broad perspective we can see is vehicle technology. Make it efficient, make it less so that it emits less CO2, or develop such infrastructure that there is less emission, or else go for biofuels, make biofuel more industry so that industry can adopt, and shift different, look into many other modes of transportation other than fossil fuel, or only fossil fuel, because our air, our rail, our roads, all the transportations, public transport as well as private, all are majorly initially it was 100%. Slowly we are thinking of shifting. So these are the handles which we have now. So we'll be discussing on these aspects. On the efficiency, it is said the European part, they are vigorously they are looking into it, and targets they have set is zero carbon dioxide emission by 35, and slowly IC engine they want to phase out and go for other avenues like hydrogen or others. But India In India, the situation is that we have to bridge the gap to such that every year, each year, we have to reduce 3.5 CO2 gram of CO2 per kilometer every year. So this is the very big target, and we have to have a multi-pronged approach to address that. All the other countries are also having certain projected targets for reducing the carbon emitted carbon from the transport sector, and not that everyone is up to the whatever they have targeted, they are meeting the target, but efforts are on everywhere. Where the efforts are reaping the benefits, you can see, like here, this is the electric car sales. We have to always check back with what is actually happening. So what we want to make it happen. So here, this is yellow is China, blue is Europe, and North America, light blue. So we can see the sales are increasing, Europe, America, and China all, but North America, it is less. China is maximum. Sales are increasing, electric vehicle, that is what is shown here. And then, but where this share of 2 or 3 wheelers sales region wise, there also China increasing. India has to come up. There is lot of activities and many contributions, and has to come into actual field, and we have to see the actual implementation. So what India did is that, what I was telling earlier, that India had a different history trajectory. Others had, every country have a different past of their industrial revolution or their growth story. So here, what we said in Cooperation of Parties in 2021, when we declared our net zero, that we have that 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers constitute more than 70% of global sales and more than 80% in India. So other governments, including India government, will need to support this, since that is the maximum. So we have to, if we can reduce that, we can address that to zero emission vehicle, we will be considerably actually in reducing the CO2 emission from our part. So what what is the projected is, by 2030, 1 out of every 2 cars, we are talking about 2-wheelers, 3-wheelers, we are talking about 4-wheelers. So 1 out of 2 cars sold in Europe, China, USA is expected to be electrical. So we have a different trajectory, as you can see, based on the projected. So now what I want to make a point here is, since our growth is taking a different path based on the facts, then our research and our demonstrations and commercializations also needs to support this, our story. Then only the growth will come. It cannot have that we'll copy what others are doing, then we will be there will be a gap in actually implementation the system. So that harmony and that collaboration needs to be visibly now come up into the system. So if we see what is happening in India, this is the sales of 20, maybe 10 years. 2-wheelers is increasing, 3-wheelers is increasing, 4-wheelers are not so. Always infrastructure is also not there. Bus is increasing little because there are certain facilities being given by the government also. But all said and done, the electric vehicle sales in India is very high, but electric vehicle sales in India is very low. And majorly, which is picking up in electric vehicle is mainly 2 to 3-wheelers, they are really using it. And if we check back if we go for 100% electric, which world is saying, so there the council is saying that what the data is saying, all the electric vehicle sales, all the major producers of the cars, see 100% market there, only few of the top end are targeting. Remaining conversions are not 100%, but yes, definitely everybody has given their own target, and definitely it is increasing or enhancing. So in India, electric vehicle industry has a long challenge and definitely long way to go. And here where the research and development and demonstrations is needed is the breakthrough in low cost battery is needed. Although the battery cost has come down world over from maybe what I have seen is dollar per kilowatt hour. If you see in 2013, it was around 600 and 600, and now it is 100 and $137. Now is 2020 figures I have. So it has come almost 1/6. So research is doing very well and things are happening, but the demand is also enhancing. So there is always a supply demand is there, but it is a pull, and also always a push is also essential. So one thing is we need is policy, and then we needed a purpose. The purpose is very much visible now, which I was explaining, is that to go ahead with this renewable and decarbonizing, purpose is very evident and visible. So after the purpose, to go ahead, we need policies. Policies are in place, like in India. If we talk, the states have given their target. In India, there is a National Electric Mobility Mission. There is a plan, and they have, maybe you will be aware, but I want to attract your attention to the focus area in the phase-wise manner. Two phase of FAME, which they call is faster adoption of manufacturing electric vehicles in India. So FAME, that is what is called. And in phase 1, the focus area was, we were not even knowing at that time, 2013, 2015. So demand, to create the demand, the awareness and all, technology platform that for research and all, and manufacturing, a bridge, how collaborations, how they will do the charging infrastructure, how to make this available for the users. So now the battery swap is also facility. Some of the infrastructures is there, as you may be knowing, that we can have a battery, if it is exhausted, go to the cell where we can exchange the battery, take a new battery and give the old battery, it will start for charging. So these kind of infrastructure are slowly developing. It is already visible in commercial scale in many places, but yes, we need across India. That much of technology platform is not yet available. So pilot project was also the objective, one of the focus area. Piloting was done in many places, and that is successfully done. And after that pilot only, it will be going to the phase 2. And in phase 2, they are saying that that was in phase 1, it was mainly targeting light vehicles and 2-wheelers, 3-wheelers. Now public vehicles like buses, like passenger 4-wheeler passenger cars. So these emphasis are being given for affordable, environmental friendly public transportation system, because each one of us is using a car, and then we are instead of that, if we make our public transport more affordable and available and comfortable, then people will start using, and definitely we will get a reduction in. So multi-pronged approach has been taken, and this is the policy in place, and plans and procedures has to be given by the or developed by the manufacturer, implementers, and always definitely all the collaborative partners. So after this part, policies are, what is the alternate available is hydrogen. Hydrogen is, as a fuel, it will play a major role, that is projected across. That is an accepted thing, and slowly many pilots are there, many demonstrations are also happened also. And as you can see, production is across the world, many places is there, and the main hindrance was the hydrogen cost. So hydrogen cost is projected to get reduced by almost, to like battery, to 1/6, from $6 to target is $1. So there also your contribution is extremely essential. That once, and Actually, we are making a $1 hydrogen, but the main point is how to make it in a commercial scale so that it can be adopted. That gestation period is very long to convert from lab to actually site. So there in our biofuels also, this is, wherever I talk, I just go and give this message that this is very, very essential to have that fast because we don't have much time. So hydrogen is that it has many advantage definitely. It is reducing the emission, abundantly available, and address the environmental challenge very effectively. And fossil fuel it is replacing. So and it is enhancing the mobility, and for transport sector definitely hydrogen will become a no, it should become a game changer, but it is not big till now because of the cost and the commercial scale not available. Pilot scale certain things are available, has been demonstrated across the globe as well as in India. So in hydrogen, like these fuel cells are in bus, this kind of things have been thought of, and dispensers are there, and this can be used, but everywhere they have where to fill hydrogen, like infrastructure that has to be developed, but these things are very costly now. So this fuel cell should be available easily, accessible, like our torch battery. It should be like that. Then only people will be using. And also spiking of hydrogen in CNG, that is also demonstrated successfully. So hydrogen spike, that is one of the way of reducing CO2. That is also done, but demonstrated, but yet because of the cost factor, it is coming the long, although it is a long-term solution, but if we get a lower cost of manufacturing, easily available resources, raw material, and also handling, then this can come as a fast game changer. So what to do now? If everything has a lot of negative points, obviously that is why we are not able to move. So we are thinking of hybrid vehicle. Hybrid vehicle was available LNG when it came with petrol or diesel. So we cannot convert 100% of LNG because so much of natural gas is not available. LPG we need to use in domestic usage. So all these things are there. So that is why hybrid is one of the choice which is already being used. I think it is across pan India it is being used, and that is one of the avenues, applicable avenues which is successful and which is contributing also. And with the IC engine, it is made compatible. So see the vehicle manufacturers, they have done this job very well, and because of that research and then engineering and then commercializing, this could be a reality, and it is users are appreciating that. And hybridization definitely loads are, but we need, if we have battery, so with this if we can have associate battery, then but battery is costly, not accessible, charging facilities are not there, those things are so delicate, so costly that it is not being adopted by the industry very fast. But things are happening. It is not that it is not happening, but yes, it is slowly it is taking shape. If we come in a combined fashion completely, look at a helicopter view of this high transport sector, what are many avenues? So we can see this side we have called the users. So electric vehicle, then hybrid electric vehicle, then fuel cells, IC engine, industry. So all these are mainly whatever fuels we are using, like natural gas or renewable carbon source, electric vehicle, then hydrogen grid if we make from different sources, and then we can renewable sources and make a hydrogen grid. And that hydrogen definitely can be used in industry. Okay, keep it aside, but it can be used in the as a fuel in the transport sector. So that will become a clean fuel. But the problem is Again, the electrolyzer that technology is not available. Even if it is available, it is very costly, or it is taking a lot of land. It is taking different kind of water. Metallurgy not available. So those things are requiring your knowledge. These are the all blockades which I thought of telling while sharing with you the presentation. So these are the things where I like to underline, so that things can go fast also. So this overview of this transport sector, see, all the items are related to transport sectors, and it will impact if we have a breakthrough in electrolyzer or in hydrogen product, or making hydrogen or fuel cell or battery. Everything will have its impact in the CO2 emission. Another alternate is the biofuel. So biofuel, actually, you had different sessions. So I'll not go into the biofuel details. Just I wanted to have that this is a very good alternate. It is an established alternate. India has declared policies. Ethanol blending in petrol is, we have moved from 10% to 20%. So, and it is recyclable. But the problem, it is not that I have come here to tell the problem, but the challenge is what is actually industry is facing. That also needs to be communicated. And that is why I am also telling the challenges along with the advantages, pros and cons. So biofuel adoption is extremely good, helpful, carbon reduction, all done, emissions, everything. It is blendable. Automotive industry has welcomed it, and they are implementing it. It is commercial. But producing this biofuel, making it in a commercial scale, as we are doing it in a fossil fuel, that is a change to be managed. And that change management requires mindset change in the operators, because we are handling those who are operating, they are handling it like some pattern is there for handling fuels, fossil fuel, and production of this petrol, diesel, or whatever. But this bio route has different challenge or different way of handling. So the operators needs, that skill has to be developed, that knowledge has to be dissipated, that how to handle these algae or whatever bio route we are taking, and that has to be kept alive, and we treat it such that it dies very often, and then the whole thing gets the production gets hampered, and those who are handling those operators, they are not used to this kind of thing. So how to handle that, you are the knowledge base, and I think it will be good that if you extend this knowledge and how to handle, what are the nuances, how industry should look into this, and also skill development also needs to be there to handle this biofuel. I think this aspect of biofuels I wanted to say here. So what are the alternates of different conventional fossil fuels? So conventional fossil fuel, we all know, natural gas, LPG, gasoline, ATF, all these HSTs. So CBG, compressed biogas, is very much appreciated by or supported by government also. And incidentally, India has a very big advantage that it has the feed for making these biofuels. Other countries, I have seen that they are, whatever the way they handle their country, but we have a very big advantage, and our biomass availability is very high. Not even biomass, other feeds also, feedstock. Only thing is organizing it and very efficient manner, how to make it, convert it, and which can be handled easily by the industry. So that part gap is there. Otherwise, the what is the alternates, those are almost there, like gasoline, ethanol is there. We have not, partially we are using, we are not completely replacing, but partially replacing. So LPG, dimethyl ether is there across globe, they are doing. India also is starting it slowly. And gas, ATF also, sustainable fuel, is there. and HSD biodiesel already people are manufacturing, and 5% government has already given the policy is already in place. Now, across the globe, many places, 70 countries have different mandates. India, 20% mandate is there. South America is definitely, or you must be knowing, they are the leading in this ethanol part, but definitely North America, renewable fuel is very much encouraged. And policies are there for both Europe, USA. China is peaking, as you see, they had with the biofuels also. India also has the policy, and India has moved fast also from 10% to 20%. And we have now HSD 5% biodiesel we can blend. So that also from the cooking oil, I think there was a session also on cooking oil. I don't know whether it was related to HSD or not. So this is one of the way to make diesel also biodiesel. So these things are there where we need the knowledge to how to convert it or use it. User friendly things has to, like how to handle the biomass, how to make it industry friendly. Like we know how to handle crude, but we don't know how to handle biomass. We don't know means we are learning. Things are there, but not as efficient as if you want to replace. Efficiency is one of the factors which people want to see it. So what are the advantages? I was saying, just summarizing it. The cost is there, feed source advantage is there, renewable, definitely that is the serves our purpose. It gives us the energy security, but the limitations is that many things are in pilot scale or demonstration scale. We have to make it in a lack of commercial experience. So now this knowledge has to be dissipated, and that is what is the industry is starving for that, and you are the source, and policies is already in place for this case. So many of these public sectors are already 2G, second generation ethanol biorefineries are already done. And those biorefineries are integrated with the existing refinery, fuel refinery, and we are also, ISL is also doing, and many of the places this will see the light of quickly coming into the commercial scale, and all are having these kind of teething problem which I was discussing. So how to do it, which is that collaboration. There is no way out, and which this workshop is also doing the collaboration, but we have to step up this. Like fuel, ethanol, blending ethanol, this kind of airlines have working with the IIP. They are for making the blended fuel for ethanol, for ATF also, and aviation fuels. And next is transport, public transport, railway. Railway has also going net zero. Just they have a mandate of completely electrifying. So that entire CO2 emission, electrification means railway is scope 1 from railway is net zero. But definitely scope 3, scope 2 is there, but that has to be addressed in a different way. But the advantage is that this is always debated, that we are actually shifting the CO2 emission from one place to another. When we emit CO2 from rail, it is CO2, the carbon dioxide, we cannot capture it. But if we give electricity to the rail and we make electricity from coal, and that CO2 is coming out in one place, so we can capture that entire CO2. So knowledge is required for that, and converting that CO2 in an effective manner where it can be captured permanently. So that avenues are also not lacking in the industry, and knowledge base is not available in commercialization, that how to utilize that CO2. Okay, I will capture, then what to do? So how to convert that CO2 into what are the things possible where it can be permanently captured. So then it is complete 100% solution. So there also this challenge is there, where that participation from this knowledge givers are essential. Now comes the aviation sector. In aviation, India is growing and hugely growing, and by 2025 is expected to become the third largest in terms of passenger. So in terms of passenger means in terms of airlines also, it will there is no other way that to increase. So growth is inevitable. Now, as the growth is there, then we need what to do with this 6 to 7% carbon dioxide emission. So it is a challenging area. Technical feasible alternate there is not available. So, and if we want a very efficient engine, that is not in India available. So from outside it has to come. And they also how much efficiency they can produce, manufacturing base is not, it is very restricted, and it is a very, very highly technical and very closed area it is manufactured. So that needs to expand. So huge expand knowledge is essential and to handle this part of the challenge for aviation sector. And also must be knowing, just again I want to say that carbon offsetting and reduction scheme is internationally now a acceptable thing. India also has to comply with it. So slowly the emission has to be reduced, but they also, everybody knows that it cannot be done in one day. So they have made a goal 1, 2, and 3 to reduce, and finally to certain from 2005 to 2050, the target is to reduce the CO2 emission by 50%. And in between, it is the blends will be there. That is a sustainable fuels we will be adding how much we can blending, and that is how this CORSIA will be implemented across globally. So sustainable, what are the alternatives if we don't do the sustainable fuel? Efficiency to improve of the, so the entire fleet modernization not in our hand. Make it electric way. Their aircraft is not possible. Maybe batteries needs to be developed, which is not there as yet. Hydrogen powered we can there, but it is also to not for the long flights is possible, but maybe the technology will come up. And biofuel. So biofuel is sustainable aviation fuel, which is called SAF, and there is has similar properties to the jet fuels, and that has a very good solution for reducing the CGH, and this is being accepted across the globe, and India is also working on it and also demonstrating. So what they are saying is that we want to blend the sustainable fuel, aviation fuel, slowly. First, their mandating is to go to till 65%, but also everybody knows that it is not possible to make it 100 at this stage of knowledge we have. So after that, the electric or hydrogen has to be dovetailed. Infrastructure of additional efficiency needs to be there, and then remaining which we cannot do, that unabatement, that part will have to be done by offsetting our carbon capture. This is what we are seeing today. Maybe things are changing fast, so we will be seeing changes in this aspect, but this is as is situation. So where India is there, see India, Tata AirAsia has already operated India's first commercial flight, and this is in, but there they have done 1% blending in jet fuel, and if we do that, we need 14 crore liter of SAF. And if you go for 5% blending, then we need 70 crore liter. Now, this much, why am I saying this? That because this making this much of SAF again is that commercial technology available. It is not available in India. So to make it Atmanirbhar, this is a huge scope and huge space available where knowledge needs to be imparted. And here, Vistara also, they have made a wide body, they have done for aircraft, and that is they have made blended 30% of SAF. United Airlines, they have gone 100% sustainable fuel with passengers. They have given that flight was in 2021. They have already done. So another point is carbon. This is something interesting I wanted to tell you, that this is a carbon border adjustment mechanism which European Union is bringing, there it is, what is said is that they don't, if anyone is making any product which is carbon more, emitting more carbon, so if we want to in that country or area, have to pay a tax. So that is landmark rule of CBAM. Where it is coming relating to the aviation sector is that if we make a aircraft or fly international aircrafts, there also if we make use of fuel which has high carbon emission, then that also will attract tax. And if that is attracting tax, that we don't know where the cost will go, and the entire sector of entire collaborations and entire movement will have a different way, different arena altogether with this kind of CBAM mechanism. As on date, it is said that only cement, this kind of products, it is being used initially. But so considering all these pros and cons, it is said that this commission will assess it by 2026 to make it effective. And today, that nowadays in 2022, they have agreed that it is only within the Europe flights they are trying to implement this. So these are the things piloted across the globe. These are the latest. And one thing I wanted to tell that plastic for road construction, India has brought a unique thing, and they have brought a guideline, they have brought a standard actually. This standard they have given, and where we can use plastic, and plastic make it size, it is being mandated, and that quantity 6 to 8% of the bitumen we can use. So what will happen is this is actually capturing the carbon and making it as in a solid form, which is actually helping the humanity also. So it has high resistance of deformation. Roads are there, which is improving stability, resistance, and 1 kilometer of road that is expected to give a carbon credit in tons also savings, and it will also help in plastic disposal issue, environmental friendly. So this is I think a marvel in the system, and where we can take this advantage and make our roads use this. But there is a catch that we cannot use, as per the standard, all kinds of plastics. Only low density and high density polyethylene can be used. So that we see also carry bags are menace here. So if we can have the infrastructure, then this can be used in making roads, and this will become a safe disposal of plastics. So it is already there. See, in 2002, this was constructed. First road was constructed. In Delhi also it has been constructed, but all are under testing. And rural, they have made 13,000 kilometers of plastic roads, and other NHIA, they are also doing, but only very low scale. And our industry also, I have seen them doing this, and these roads are very good quality, which is told that they have in where there is more of rainfall, these roads are performing very well. So what is the way out? Is that the solution is not one solution is available. We need a mix of electric, hydrogen, CCUS, forestation, biofuel, all that. This study is being done by Shell, and they have given this kind of vision to follow by India. So this is my last part, where I would like to close with what are the takeaways from what we said here. So globally, it is said that net zero, if we go, this is another way of decarbonizing. So here, energy efficiency has to improve. Of what? Of the machines. And in industry also, if we want to use this energy efficiency, make machines here, like simple thing, using of the biomass, converting and putting it into the reactor itself is becoming a trouble. So simple thing, that simple thing is also how to cut it, how to put it, how much, how to dry it. Those things are also not available in India, and outside also it's not. And that technology, that knowledge is essential. So electrification is a very big avenue that will come, pathway. Hydrogen is there to stay. CCUS will be coming, and renewables are there, will be enhanced, increasing, and renewables will be more and more renewables are expected. So what are the takeaways from this? What I thought of reading in this my part of your workshop is fossil fuel is here to stay, but we need to have efficiency there. Collaboration is essential, and alternate fuels for that. One is enhancing efficiency of using of fossil fuel. Another is collaborating on renewables and developing alternate fuels. Alternate fuels are already now established, but how to make that, how to in industry, how to commercialize that, that demonstrations are on. That is needs to be quickened fast. It needs to be there. And to make India self-reliant, biofuels, we have the policies, biorefinery integration, those things are happening in a demonstrated scale, that for when we go for commercializing, many other challenges will come other than which I have told here. So those things also has to be addressed. R&D, technology, knowledge, where essential is to make it more accepted by industries. We need low-cost battery available in India, low-cost hydrogen, commercial scaling up, renewables enhancing, how to use the feed, how to make the feed as user friendly for industry. Electrolyzer is a avenue where huge of this thing in knowledge is essential, and these are the limiting, very big limitation. So moving ahead, institute like you and your collaboration and this all the participants and all the knowledge partners for net zero trajectory. So with that, industry and every world is starving for your knowledge. So last is that again, we like to remind that India is using only 0.76 of the earth, and many countries are using 5 times of the earth. So we have already used what earth can give. So it is high time that we have to have efficient way and sustainable living. So sustainability is the point, which is the leader of the thought process, has to be there, and that is the word there. Buzzword, what is no more a buzzword are those things and jargons. It is a reality which we have to live it, otherwise we are already overshot our what is given to us. So this is where I would like to close. So thank you for that. Anything?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Moitra, for a such a nice presentation. It was we could not have asked for a better presentation as per the last presentation of this workshop. This was a very comprehensive and very nicely done. So I would like to thank you on behalf of my entire research team. There are some questions in the chat, and if Ravi, can you help with the questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ma'am, this is a question from Joydeepa. Which aspect is IOCL currently addressing to meet decarbonization targets? That's first question. Second, how a transition towards bio-CNG can help to reduce carbon footprints? And what challenges do government and industries face during field scale application of such practices?
Yes. So I think I was addressing this only. So all these questions, that is what I addressed, that we cannot have a one-stop solution that I give you this much and you get CO2 reduction. That is what is Shell also told, that is what I shared also, that there is no one solution, no industry in the world is able to have any one single solution. So any industry is taking up this kind of target with multi-pronged, all available. We see when you have to live and you don't have any way out what you do in, and then as a common sense, we do, or we go all out and take all the advantage whatever we can. So that is what all the industries are doing, and including our industry. And transition towards bio CNG can help carbon footprints. It is CNG, CBG. CNG you want to say, natural gas you want to say. Yeah, CNG, bio CNG is actually CBG, which is saying that from the carbon, from the waste, we are making the gas, and that gas is equivalent to natural gas, and that bio CNG, we are calling it also bio CNG, and that is given to, that is added, that is blended into the CNG. And because what is happening is CNG as compared to the conventional fuel is reducing the carbon emission. That is what is doing. And CBG is given 100% that it is CO2 emitted. A reduction is there. That is what is established by the fraternity, that CBG, compressed biogas, which is equivalent to CNG, that is 100%. Now, whatever amount we can mix with the natural gas and use it in the transport sector, that much advantage we will get to reduce. But the problem is that it is not that a technology is available. It is commercial scale up is not possible. Not possible by we are thinking it will be done, it is in a sweet dream. No, it is not happen. Somebody has to put that hard effort to make it industry level. So that knowledge is not available. So what is happening is small CBG centers are there, because feed sourcing is important. How to take the feed? We can, like crude, we are bringing from Saudi Arabia. We know how to bring from USA. We don't know how to bring that biomass to a one place. So that entire way of thinking of this industry will be different. When we go for bio, is we will not bring the feed to centrally. We will have feed everywhere, many places, and we will have to inject at different places. So that is how the industry will have to function, and that infrastructure, that those kind of people, those kind of industry people are slowly coming into picture. Until and unless those things are available, this will not happen. And those entrepreneurs are coming with this kind of thought process, but they don't know, they don't have much of knowledge. So things, there are manthan is going on, but that is why I give more emphasis on the collaboration, and this knowledge sharing and knowledge discussion is extremely important. Those entrepreneurs who want to do, they don't know how to do, they don't have the knowledge. Everything government has given the policies. Now it is the remaining India which has to come up, but we have to be fast. So these are the challenges mainly. Otherwise, technology is demonstrated and it is happening. But after demonstration, entrepreneurs needs to come up with those kind of those kind of small plant. Government is giving many policies are there for supporting that. So as you mentioned, electrification, this much easy. Where do we stand in carbon capture? In carbon capture, we stand very poor, because carbon, even if we capture the carbon, what we will do with that carbon, that knowledge is not available. Why am I saying not available? Means don't think that it is zero. There are knowledge, there are many things, but that knowledge is not happening, which is usable. Like everyone says, oh, CO2 will put in the that beverage. Okay, so how much will you put? When now CO2 is coming from industry, that is huge quantity. That much quantity of CO2, we need research, need knowledge, demonstration to convert that CO2 to some use, which can be effectively used by the all remaining citizens. So that conversion is not available. So what we knew it 20 years back, okay, we can put it in Coca-Cola. We are doing it that. Remaining things has not come up in between. Now CO2 is excess from industry. So the challenge is capturing is there. The capturing technology is available. What to do with that capture? One of these is that store, but storing is not easy. Everywhere you don't have sea where it can, or material or the rocks where you can store. So carbon dioxide is emitted from industry everywhere. So we need things, technologies, we need the products which can use CO2 to make certain valuable products. So that is the challenge. This is from Hema Jha. And long-term effect of plastic, long-term effect, saying that yes, plastic road, they have long, see, pros and cons is always there. Even bitumen, when we use, that is also not biodegradable. But slowly, my say is that small amount is only there, it is 6% only. And the quantity is also very less. And that is why they have made a particular type of the standard, in the standard, a particular size, particular type of plastic is being given. So that, and but road built is suppose has a in enhanced life, then your bitumen usage will come down. Bitumen comes from fossil fuel, and also plastic is getting actually getting in it is melted and put it into the roads. Road is becoming tough. Plastic is getting a place where to use, that is becoming environmental friendly. Plastic is as such not a bad thing, because if it was so bad, we were not using. Every one of the human being are using plastic. What is the bad about plastic? What is the bad? It is not about the plastic, but it is about us who have not, let me tell it very clearly, that we were not disciplined enough. Now in our house, we have a garbage bin to put a garbage. But when we go for plastic, we can throw it anywhere. So if we were throwing anywhere, now it is going to see, now we are not liking it. But who has given it? We only have done it. So if we can, one thing is we have to make ourselves more disciplined. It needs to be taught from the school, but still we are a long way to go. That is a sustainable way of living. So I think I've covered all the questions also, Dr. Tube, and your team, and then anything else. I tried my best to give how much I know and how much I am privy to. Yeah.
No, Dr. Moitra, it was very good. It was, in fact, while listening to you, I got some ideas as well to invite you to give some guest lecture in my courses, because the way you explained was very nice, very nicely done. So thank you very much. And I would like to also pass the greetings of Dr. Ramakrishna Sen, who is your undergraduate batchmate, as he told me.
Thank you.
Yes. So he missed it today because of some other work, but he was with us yesterday, and he mentioned that I should pass his greetings to you.
Thank
so
you
thank
so
you again. Thank you.
I am happy to get associated with the academia, and
Sure.
it is always good to give back how much we can, how much we learned, giving to industry definitely, but we should give back. As you can see, I tried to capture that how much gap is there.
Yeah, it was
thinking gap, research gap, knowledge gap. That comes with many things we have got through wisdom. Those things, if you can give back and then leave this earth, that is a better way to do.
And we are doing some work on some of these aspects. We are also doing some work. I'll send you emails, and then probably call on as well to discuss some of those stuff where we can possibly collaborate also.
Sure. Always. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Moitra. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I log off?
Yeah, you can log off. Thank you. Thank you. So Ravi, are you there
Yes, sir.
for the closing? Yeah.
So dear participants, we have finally reached to our destination of the journey, which has been started after 5 days prior. So it will be very hard every time that we end our journey, go back, start thinking in our directions. So, but it is must. So we start, go, reach our destination, implement whatever we have, start thinking in this particular direction. So at this particular moment, it would be an honor for us to thank one and all who has contributed in this particular journey. So first and foremost, we would like to thank all the speakers who have taken time out of their busy schedules and given the insights into this particular one. Next and foremost, the fuel for all this particular session is the participants and the delegates who have participated all throughout the sessions. And without you, this session would not have been a very great success over here. So I thank all the participants, their organizations, and their management for giving a great opportunity to us to host this particular event and you being participating in this particular one. And I would also like to thank our research group members, so who were the building blocks for us to come to this particular stage and present and bring this particular workshop live. And I would like to thank all the delegates, like people who are directly or indirectly made this particular event success. But before finally closing, we'd like to ask our delegates to open up and give suggestions, viewpoints, and how to make this particular event better, or how did you enjoy this particular session? So it's open to you. So it is, Rachel is ready. Yeah, you can unmute and speak, Rachel.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. I'm actually very grateful to you, Dr. Rajesh, and all the whole team, because we always want sustainability, but the tools related and the training related to it is always expensive. So you have always made this accessible. Your training NPTEL or here is always free of cost, which is amazing for all of us. I think I mentioned it earlier in the comments that you've used a wide range of topics which are associated with it. You're not just sticking to the technology side of it, but also laws, policy, ground reality. And enough of time given. Usually in conferences, people are given just 20 minutes or half an hour and they have to rush through their topics. So here there was enough time for them, enough time for questions. So your speakers are great because most of them had a balanced approach to technology. Not just like their view is correct, but they were fully aware of the criticisms of their ideas. They were fully aware that their ideas are not perfect, but they are a better option than what we are doing today. So that balanced approach is necessary, that humility, so to say, even in terms of their own work. I think the question answer session was absolutely enriching. Kudos to all the audience here who has been asking amazing questions. So I look forward to those areas also. I think you would have had a much larger crowd. Unfortunately, the timings didn't match for a lot of people. Even I kept having to, rush back to my department and then come back and then go back and come back. But that will always be a challenge because you have to always match timings with your audience as well as your speakers and all. But I would really love it if we also have some of these sessions on a weekend evening where a lot of non-academicians also can be part of this discussion. Most of all, sir, your any program organized by you is always punctual. You start on time, you end on time. That's amazing. Very, very predictable and punctual. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for organizing this amazing workshop. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. We also I think you know that on Be Wastewise platform we do every 2 months we do a webinar on different aspects related to sustainability, also waste management. So I think I do post them on my LinkedIn as well, so you can keep an eye. And of course, we will do some other decarbonization workshops in coming future as well. One focused on waste management will be coming quite soon.
That's amazing. Thank you, sir.
So any other participants, and we know Gupta, MVSS Gupta, who has participated in all the sessions. So Gupta, if you are available, you can see. Then Ankita Mukherjee has participated in most of the sessions. Dhananjay Rao is there. So we are open now. So kindly unmute yourself and share your viewpoints and suggestions, which will make us to enhance our quality. I would say more decarbonize. If there are no further things, we have still 7 minutes of time. So
it looks like everybody is ready for lunch.
yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So if possible, if those of you who are in the audience, if you can switch on your camera, we can take a screenshot. And you can stop sharing, Ravi,
Yes,
and then we can take a screenshot, and then we can call it a day.
So I request all the participants to switch on your cameras.
If you wish to, you don't. So those of you who can, please do that. Ravi, are you on mute?
Yeah, I'm on mute. So we are waiting for people to switch on their videos. Oh, so sir, after opening the screens, I can see, yes, Karthik is my master's batchmate.
Okay.
So, yeah, I can see a lot.
Okay, so quickly we can take a screenshot and.
Yes, sir. So we're taking one by one. There are 3 pages. Let's have a big smile.
So while Ravi is taking the screenshot, this entire recording will be available on a web page, and we will share the link with all of you, all the participants. It may take a month or so, but you will get it, and you can share that with anyone you want to. That's what the goal of this workshop is, to disseminate information as much as possible.
I'm done from my side, sir. So I'm waiting for others also if they can take their screenshots. If all done, thank you one and all for joining this particular session. As Sudarshan has already suggested, we'll try to place up a WhatsApp group for this decarbonization activity. Similarly, we're coming up with multiple webinars and this sort of workshops, and we'll try to see that the time, like adjustable times will be there. So do join us and do follow us. Let's make sustainable India. Let's get that we'll be forefront runners in decarbonizing and sustainability. Thank you. Jai Hind. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.